Heyo everybody, Haku here for the continuation, the second part, the finale of the Tower of God characters tier list. So I have everything saved up, and I said I was going to record the rest of this the day after I recorded the first part, but then I got sick the next day and was sick for about a week, so sorry this has taken a while. I'm going to post the first part separately, then this part kind of back to back. Maybe one Saturday, one Sunday, maybe both on Sunday, I don't know which. But yeah, that's just the way things ended up because I got sick, and towards the end of that first video, my voice was kind of gone, and I was just in a place where I was like, I want to be able to give all my energy to talking about these characters and stuff, so I'm going to take a break and continue recording later. So that's where we're at for this second part here. And I feel like I'm forgetting to say something that I was supposed to say, but who cares? Let's just talk about the rest of these characters, rank the rest of these characters. So I started off just throwing some in these categories, so I'm still going to probably move some of these up or down. They're not really locked into a category yet. Like, some of the top 4 might move up into Transcendental, but I'm not sure yet. That's why they're just there for now, and I'm also going to sort of order them from left to right, best to worst, in each sort of tier. But one thing that it didn't save the characters I put in the Who tier, it just threw them all back into here. So really quick before I started recording, I just threw up here any characters. They're not really characters that I don't know or that I forgot or anything, but they're characters that I think I just don't have enough information to have an opinion on. Like, the definitely below average characters are characters that, like, I could have put Red Greymon in Who, or Kulden, or Chagrinsky, but they at least had enough of an impact that I'm like, oh, I want to talk about them. And the effing terrible ones are at least ones that I'm like, ah, screw those guys. I at least have a screw those guys reaction. The Who section are just people that I don't really, they either showed up and were completely destroyed, like, was this H23 and the other H15 or something, or Holly, ones that just showed up and instantly got destroyed and we're never going to see them again, or characters that I'm actually really interested in, like Miss Ice Strawberry. I don't know if my cursor is actually showing on screen or not, but I think it is. But Miss Ice Strawberry, who I'm actually really interested to see who she is, what her deal is, why she's with Song. But we've only really seen her once, and I just don't know enough about her to have an opinion. So I just threw a bunch of the characters like that in the Who section. The only one, Hannel Kang, I actually quite like Hannel. I know there were a lot of people who don't really like Hannel, who thought he was kind of a useless or pointless member of the group there for a while, but I actually kind of liked him. I liked his part in the story for when he was in the story, but I forgot he completely existed for a while, so that's why he is like the face, the poster boy of the Who segment. So yeah, these are all just characters that just didn't have enough impact in the story for me to even form an opinion on them. So yeah, let's go back to start talking about actual characters. Before I do, were there any characters here I wanted to add anything about? I think just Doan. I feel like a lot of people are going to complain that I put her so low. The thing with Doan, I don't think that any character is unsalvageable. I think she could be salvaged, but we'll always kind of remember how screwed up she was in the beginning. The issue isn't with her making decisions I disagree with, or her, like, flipping back and forth on decisions for good reason. The thing is that even the tiniest reason, like, for anything, Doan just flies all over the place with her decision making. She's just really all over the place for, like, the smallest, tiniest things. And also, I didn't even really think about it until when I was reading week to week, somebody commented it on one of the reactions or reviews, where they were like, so pretty much Kane, for what, thousands of years, hundreds at least, was going every single day to see her sister, completely devoted to her, loved her so much. And Doan basically says, I'm gonna take your memories, leave you with this guy I barely know, see ya. Like, poor Kane. Kane deserves so much better. So yeah, either way, getting done with them. 3 characters that I wanted to talk about a little bit before I put in the Who tier. I actually like the Rakaku Kukakuju, or whatever his name was. I actually liked him, but I'm putting him in the Who category because, I mean, he only kind of showed up once for not very long. Vivi Olga is one of those characters who had some promise when they were first introduced. It's like, oh, that's cool, let's see what this character can do. We're getting like an intro box for them and everything, and then they didn't really do anything. And Charlotte I just used as the sort of example for all of Heljo's minions of a character that, again, I kind of wanted to see more of Heljo's minions, but really didn't get much of anything with them for me to form an opinion on them. But now that they're out of the way, let's talk about some of these actual characters for a bit. Again, just picking them at random. Let's go with Doom because he caught my eye. For now, I'm going to put Doom probably in B tier. I thought when he first showed up that he was maybe a little bit underwhelming, but I've since grown to really like Doom. He was all messed up, but he also kind of has reasons for doing some of the things he did, and as far as like the way that he used to treat the canine people in the past, that was terrible, but seeing him now, he's been very, I guess neutered might be the word, but I don't know, I like the way he's kind of just this, he's a cool character, he's really strong, but he's used a lot for comic relief, like the stuff with him feeling like his little brothers have grown past him was really funny, or the stuff when Kanzone was completely ignoring him. Kanzone's in B tier though. I really like Kanzone. I might move Doom down to C tier then, because I know for sure I like Kanzone more than Doom. I don't know. Again, I'll mix these characters around a little bit more once I get them settled into a place. The God of Guardians. A lot of people love the God of Guardians, but I was never really that into him. Mostly because even going back and rereading, his training didn't always make the most sense. But yeah, I just thought he was kind of bland, whatever. A lot of people really, really, really like him. I don't have a huge opinion on him. If it wasn't for, again, me sort of differing from what I think a lot of people's opinions that I've seen are, I'd probably just throw him in Who. Actually, I'm probably still just gonna throw him in Who. Like, I don't know, I guess he was his own character, but I don't know, I just didn't connect with him whatsoever. He was kind of just legit an AI NPC to me. Whereas a lot of people connected more with the character, liked the character more. I just really didn't ever have anything to say about him, positive or negative. Karaka, I love. I love Karaka. I'm gonna put him in A tier for now. The thing with Karaka to me, a lot of people complain about. Wow, a lot of people complaining about characters. A lot of people complain about Karaka being tsundere, or about him working with Bomb now, even though he was trying to destroy him for so much earlier in the series. And I don't think that's a problem at all, because to me, Karaka's just doing Karaka, which is what Karaka has always done. He's looking out for Karaka. He did what he thought was best for his, for sort of his survival and his goals. And right now, helping Bomb, working with Bomb, is something that's been slowly built up to as he's sort of come to respect and understand Jin Sung's decisions and choices. And he's still just doing what benefits him. Right now, working with Bomb benefits Karaka. So he's still just doing what's best for himself and doing what he wants to do. Arlen, we don't really know too much about Arlen other than her backstory, which was kind of cool. It seems like if we did meet Arlen again, she did this whole curse thing, and she was like, yes, my child, raise it from the dead and have my child raised from the dead and live with me peacefully on the outside of the tower. No, send him back into the tower to go on a rampage and kill the king and free the tower and enact revenge and stuff. So she might be pretty messed up if we ever met Arlen, like current time, if she is still alive, which she very well may be. So I'm going to put her in B tier for now, just because we don't know a ton yet about what she could really truly be like, because we only got information in the sort of historical sense from oh gosh, why am I Garam? So because we don't know a ton about her personally, I feel like there's just so much I want to see, so much I want to see from her. Next, let's grab Horyang. It's a shame that we haven't seen Horyang in so long, because when Horyang was around in the story, I loved him. I love his backstory, his role in the Devil of the Ride Arm arc. I enjoy his character a lot, like I do for all of the members of Team Tang Suyuk. So putting him in A tier for now. I love his character. It's just one of those things where it's hard to have a really strong current opinion, because though I've reread the series recently, when it comes to like the sort of actual fandom and discussion stuff, there really hasn't been a whole lot of Horyang to talk about in a long time. En, I love En's backstory. I want to see a ton more of En. I want to see like her freed, or one of the characters going to visit her. There's just so much, again, a character that has so much that can be done with her. Also the fact that we've sort of got the lore stuff from the blog post talking about her being the seventh strongest ranked in the tower, tied with Adori. I kind of feel like all that stuff feels like setup for her to get released one day and maybe even fight Adori. Again, I don't think she's a character that we won't see again. We've heard about her, again, in a historical context, but I think she's a character we're actually going to see in the story at some point later on. Lurker, screw this guy. Again, it's like with Wangnan's development with him, we get to see how, yeah, anybody climbing the tower can be screwed up and do screwed up things to get ahead. But he kind of enjoyed being terrible, so screw him. Screw him, he goes in the terrible category. Andrasi, I really, really like. She's a very divisive character. A lot of people really hate Andrasi. A lot of people absolutely love her. A lot of people say that she is their favorite character. For me, I was actually always one of those people. I would have maybe put her in D tier if I did this before Hidden Floor. I thought that she was super, mega overrated. I still think, yeah, she's overrated, but I'm one of the people overrating her. But the thing is, once we got the development with her in Floor of Death was amazing, and we got the Hidden Floor with her backstory. I think that the backstory and the development that went throughout the Hidden Floor and the Floor of Death really made me love Andrasi. And the same goes for her training with and bringing up Misang with her. I think that was really, really cool, that she, again, elevated another character as well. So, yeah, I really, really like Andrasi now, in a way that I didn't before, honestly. Then Beta. Beta's so... He's very, very shafted by the story. Oh god, where did he disappear to? Did he just go all the way back to the bottom? Oh, nope, he ended up in Who tier for some reason. Tiermaker's so weird sometimes. So, I love Beta. He's just a character that I feel like gets the Elaine... He was the original Elaine when it came to, oh man, he's joining the team, he is going to be a game changer, and then he wasn't. And we've barely seen him. We have seen him do some cool stuff, like in Revolution Road, or when he went with Andrasi to go try to stop White while Bomb was going after Rachel. He has done some cool stuff, but for the most part he's been either treated as an item by Kun, or he's just been out of sight, out of mind. So I really, really like him. I guess I can put him in B tier. I really like him, but he has been shafted by the story a bit. Cha is different than Dewan. I would put him in D tier just because I think I really, really want to like Cha. He's a character that I really want to like. He just hasn't done anything yet. I mean, he's done enough that I'm not going to put him in Who tier, but I think that, again, like, once Tower of God comes back, give it a couple months and he could be in, like, A or B tier. He's a character that I feel myself wanting to like. It's just that, for the most part, he's just stood around and not done anything while everybody else is doing things. So that's my thing with Cha right now, is that he just hasn't done anything, but I really want to like him. Let's go with, I'm just going to put them in, that's David, I believe. I'm just going to put them in the Who category. Because David, we got like maybe one line from them. We don't really know much of anything about them. I was thinking Vicente was awesome. I kind of hope we get to see at some point White split into his individual parts to see more of them, I'll put him in C tier. Because I would like to see more of Joaquin on his own. I'd like to see more of Anna, Albelda, Vicente. So, because of that, I'm putting him in C tier. I don't know if we'll ever see him again or if White'll just stay whole, but I don't know. I'd like to see him again at some point. He was cool when he was around. I liked his role in the story. Kiseya, I like a lot. I hope we get to see the real Kiseya. Because she was awesome. Like, I love Hidden Floor. I love the Sworn Enemy stuff. So, I thought she was great there. Her interactions with Kunron or Agnes were obviously great, but the stuff with Bomb was good too. I love her design as well. The backstory with Kun is great. I just hope we get to see that translate into the actual main story at some point. I'll put her at A, but she's maybe going to drop down to B tier, but we'll see. We got Heljo. Heljo was a really, really cool arc antagonist. He was a really good arc antagonist. I'm going to put him in A for now. I don't have a ton of detailed thoughts on him. Yeah, I'm going to put him in A for now. Ho was good in the role that they played, but overall I don't really like them all that much. So, gonna put him in D for now. Joaquin, the best. I don't know if they have Joaquin and White in here as separate characters. It doesn't look like they do. So if we're not counting Joaquin and White as different characters, if they're the same character, then they're probably the first Transcendental. I loved their journey from being a really cool antagonist and almost a rival type antagonist for Bomb when they were first introduced, to as we go through the Hell Train, we see more and more where at first Joaquin is totally self-centered and self-absorbed, but as we go along, we see Bomb's interactions with him changing him and changing the way that he sees things, the way that he does things or talks about things. And in addition to that, we have him at first just seeing Rachel as this tool he's using, but the more he sees her and the way that she acts, the more he's like, wow, she's really selfish. This is screwed up. And he questions himself a little bit more every time something goes wrong for him or Rachel says something sketchy, and we can see that slow development throughout the course of Hell Train to the point where eventually, once he has Albelda being his Jiminy Cricket, the conscience on his shoulder, he can just be like, you know what? Now I'm just imagining White with Devil Joaquin on one shoulder and Angel Albelda on the other. But he had this slow development that was really good, all the way to the point of being White, which was really cool and also gave us all the memeable lines where he just constantly is like, oh, if only I were at my full power, if only you had seen me at my prime. Then he finally does reach his prime, gives us probably one of my favorite fights in the series with Kalavan. The design is great, and he's still in a cool character place that I think has so much potential for the future. Once we get into stuff with Arie Hone, it's going to be awesome to see if he and Bomb both take Arie's test on the 100th floor, if he does surpass his father. There's just so much that can be cool in the future, and also his, I guess, budding Hisoka-like relationship with Bomb, where he's now gotten to the point where he's like, ah, yes, I'm going to let your soul grow more powerful before I devour it. I'm going to sort of train you up to be a more delicious soul. And of course we know that that is not going to work out for him whatsoever. But it is really entertaining and adds more layers to the story. So again, I think he's a character that does great work for the story itself, has delivered some of the best fights in the series. His fight with Bomb was really good too. So yeah, delivered some of the best fights, adds a lot to the series, and has a cool design, personality, and all that. Really, my favorite character, I think, just because of all that stuff. Now we have Levin. Levin is so entertaining. I really he's one of the characters from season 1 that I'm bummed never got to show up again. So I hope we see him again at some point. He got a ring. He got one of the graduation rings. And like he was one of the first people we saw in the second floor, the floor of test. He was really important throughout the floor of test. I just want to see Levin again. I really liked him. Then we have Chanwa, another character who I really liked and I hope we get to see again. The stuff with the holy swords is gonna hopefully be important at some point. So yeah, he's a character, and again, he had one of the rings. I really hope he shows up again. Danwa, a lot of people hate Danwa. I really, really like Danwa. I think his storyline with Yura was really cool and fun. I like his design. I love Krishna. Krishna is one of the coolest weapons in the series to me. So, again, he's a character that so many people hate and so many people are not going to like me putting him so high up. But I really like Danwa. I legitimately, genuinely do. I just hope that one day he gets a little bit more time to shine. I thought the stuff with him with Rak and Yiwa during the name hunt station was really good. So yeah, he's a character I want to see more of him. Alpathion was... he had this silly design, looked like a Power Rangers villain, but he ended up being pretty cool. He ended up being a pretty cool guy. I think that his journey and especially his death were really good. So I'm going to put him in C tier. Like, he certainly wasn't the best or anything, but I thought he was a very solid character for his role. Dan, one of my favorite characters. We haven't got to see him in a while, but he was one of my favorite characters through the sort of early bits of Season 2. It just, I was going to say the bulk of Season 2, but no, the bulk was Hell Train. So yeah, he was my favorite, one of my favorite characters, like a top 5 character for me for a long, long time. And he only sort of just fell from grace there because we got introduced to so many cool new characters. And also we just didn't get to see him that much. So I feel like if we got to see Dan more often, got to let him have some storyline going on, then he would quickly rise to one of my favorites again. Irure or Cherry La. Okay, don't know what happened there. Irure or Cherry La, I really, really enjoy too. I'm going to put in B tier for now. I like their design. I hope that we get more of them, because there was a lot of like weird stuff going on surrounding the hidden floor with like they were going after something to try to find something, or the stuff with them and Irure. There's like a lot of mystery that we don't know yet about Irure, and they were with Drac last time we saw them. So yeah, I hope we get to learn more. Rowan was so cool. I'm gonna put in B for, again, her role in the story. Just like with Daniel, I absolutely love Daniel, and their stories are kind of connected. She didn't get to play a role in the main story like he did, but I loved her role in the flashbacks. I thought the Boro team flashbacks were just really, really good in general. And she plays a role in the last bits of what I think is the best chapter in the series. Maria is cool. I'm going to put Maria in Who, actually, just because she's like with Miss Ice Strawberry. I want to know more about Maria. I want to see what her role is going to be in this princess struggle and all that, how she's going to interact with Kunagro Agnes, but we just haven't seen enough of her yet. Edwan, I don't think I like as much as everybody else, but I still really, really like him. So yeah, I'm just going to put him in B tier. I think he's good, but I don't really know if I like him as much as everybody else. Mccage, I'm going to throw here. I like his name and design at first glance, but we really don't know enough about him yet. Same with Kendrick. Kendrick, I love his design, and the name Kendrick Deal is just so cool as well. But we really haven't seen him do anything. He's a character I'm going to put in Who for now, but we're about to get into the stuff with the 5th Squadron, and that hopefully means we're going to get a lot more development with these characters, and when we do, I think I could end up liking them a lot. I'm going to say the same for Hiracha and Hisacha, I guess. I like both of them still. I love Hisacha's design. But again, we haven't seen him enough, and hopefully we will soon. Ruelmond. I thought the jokes with Ruelmond were alright. I would just say a bit below average. Like, Ruelmond was just whatever. He was really a way to introduce the spear, which was then used in more cool ways by Evan, Kel, and Rack. So, really, he just served to do that. Let's see. Jordan, one of the best. At least A tier, if not S tier. I'm actually going to put Jordan in S. Jordan is so good. Especially going back and rereading some stuff. He is so funny. His abilities and transformation are actually some of the, like, cooler ones among the canine people. So, yeah, I really, really like Jordan. I'm putting him in S tier. Is this Cone? I'm actually, no, not Cone. What was his name? Dede Concho. Di Concho. This guy survives dying in in the anime. He dies, but then the next episode he doesn't have any lines or anything. He's just back in the background. So there's that. He's immortal. He's the god of the verse, apparently. And they screwed over Chanwa and possibly screwed over the manhwa continuity to push him in the anime to be there. So because of the anime, sorry, the anime is putting him, I think, Dede Concho, bottom of effing terrible. Worse than Bad Father Gado. At least I think that's Dede Concho. I don't know. I can't tell. Lopo be a family head, we don't know enough about. I want to go ahead and put him in like A or S tier just because of the lore. I love the design from this one panel we saw. So I'm just waiting to see him in action. Kane was awesome. Kane goes in A tier. Oh, I named it awesome, so that fits. Kane was great. I loved Kane. She deserved so much better than Doan as a sister. Alright, Kunagro Agnes, probably another A tier, at least A tier. I might end up moving him up to S. But again, he's been a great character. He was one of my favorites at the beginning of the series. Like, when I was first reading, I started reading way back toward, I think, the very end of Season 1. So, like, beginning of Season 2, when he came back and he was in the Boy Scout outfit, that was really strange. But I don't remember exactly when I started reading. But it was like, I don't know if it was right when Season 1 ended or if I still had a few more chapters at the end of Season 1. But either way, he was like one of my early favorites. At the very beginning of the series, he was my favorite. Since then, I've come to see him as a little overrated. I like some other characters more, but he is still one of my favorites. Kunron, I'm going to put in D tier. The thing is, Ron gets pushed really, really, really hard by CU. He's a character that gets all these storylines, all these action panels. Like, CU keeps trying to be like, look how cool he is, look how great he is. But the thing is, his personality really isn't anything that special or different. His abilities aren't really anything that special or different. Yeah, he's really powerful, but it sort of feels like a look how cool and powerful he is, guys, kind of way. I don't know. I really am not a big fan of Ron. I think that I don't think he's a bad character. I think he's a very, very meh character. Like, the most meh a character that I can think of that gets overhyped to an insane degree. Like, that's why I'm putting him in D instead of C, is because he's just overhyped to an insane degree for how very, very bland and average he is. Kurudan, I really, really like. But I might put in the Who tier just because, I don't know. I didn't put Red Greymon in the Who tier, so I'm not going to do that for Kurudan. I'm going to put Kurudan in B tier. I really liked him again when I first read Season 1. We haven't gotten to see him again, but eventually, when we get into more Wall Hike Song stuff, hopefully we will. So hopefully we'll see some more of him later. Liboric, I think, is a really cool antagonist. I think the backstory of him working like directly under Adori and the way he became a squadron commander and everything is really cool. The stuff with him and Kun Hindluck, I think, made him, again, it built him up to be even more cool of an antagonist. So because of that, I'm going to put him in A tier. I think he's a great antagonist with a great design. He's from 2 of the 10 great families. I want to see a lot more of him. Reflejo was a really cool character for like his role in the story. I'll throw him in B tier for now. Lerodo, one of my favorites from the early days. At least A tier, at least. Maybe I might move him into S tier. Miseng is a definite. I'm going to put Miseng in double S. Miseng is so good and so underrated. Throughout the series, as these characters lose or face a setback, as it happened throughout season 2, a bunch of the characters were like, oh yeah, we'll train a bit, we'll get stronger. But even when the others were quitting, Miseng always pushed everybody else and pushed herself to improve, to keep going, to keep training, to the point where she was one of the only people, I've mentioned this just a ton of times, I've praised Miseng so much, she was one of the only people at the last station to stand with Bam and Andrasi. So it's so cool to see her growth from the character she was at Devil of the Right Arm to the character she was at the last station. Her growth and her story is just so cool. So yeah, Miseng gets double S tier. Freaking Asensio. I really like Asensio. I guess he should be Marco, actually. Kun Marco Asensio goes in A tier for now. Louis, I think Louis isn't irredeemable. We can still see him some more. We can still develop him, and he can still grow as a character if CU decides to give him any more storylines. So I'm going to put him in D tier. His storyline in the cage with Gato and Deng Deng was not very good. It was kind of the weak point of season 3, but I still think he has a lot of potential for the future. So I'm not going to put him in F tier like the other two. I'll just put him in D tier. Yule, I think I like Yule. I'm going to put him in C tier because he's kind of not a good character, but at the same time, he's decently entertaining. The stuff with him being a sort of engineer type scout is really cool. It's something we haven't really seen as much. So yeah, I'm going to throw him in C tier. Hockney, double S, easy double S. Actually, Transcendental and... I don't know about which ones of these I'm going to throw in Transcendental yet, but Transcendental is made for Hockney. He is so good. One of my favorite characters. Love his relationship with Bomb. And I'm catching myself getting a little too long-winded on each individual character, so I'm going to kind of shorten myself here. Wangnan, one of my favorites, has been for a long time. Can go into A tier. Lilial, I don't like her design very much. I don't know, the yellow twin tails, I don't like her design that much. She's cool as a rival for... I feel like her and Chiliel are going to be rivals for Andrasi and Anak. I hope we get to see stuff like that come to fruition. We don't know too much about her yet. Her abilities were kind of eh. Her design is kind of eh. So I'm going to put her below average. Her personality is kind of eh. She was introduced alongside her twin sister, or at least I think they're twins, maybe they're just sisters. But she was introduced alongside her sister, who is so much cooler in every single way. Her sister has a better personality, better abilities, better design, so where's Chiliel? Here's Chiliel. Chiliel's going in A tier. I love Chiliel's design and abilities. The stuff between her and Hatsu was so cool. So yeah, she's going in A tier. Muntari, I loved. I am a simp for Muntari. He was so cool. He was the best. And I feel like even his death, a lot of people think it was maybe premature, but as I've gone back and reread, I kind of feel like it was perfect to develop other characters further, to make Elliot seem like more of a threat, to make Bomb have to fight him right then and there. But I guess you could also argue that because that fight was mostly off-screened, that it didn't really lead to what it should have led to, but I don't know. I felt like his journey was perfectly encapsulated. I don't know. It's one of those situations where I often like characters who have died or who aren't in the story anymore, where I can say that from the beginning of their role in the story to the end of their role in the story, they served their purpose in the plot really well. I don't think Kelhelm's story is nearly over, but that's one of the things I like about Kelhelm so far is he has had a role to play in the plot in driving certain characters to believe certain things, do things certain ways. he's just been used as a really, really good character in the plot, to bring characters to certain places, not necessarily physically, but also physically. So that's one of the reasons I like Kelhelm so much. And I think that goes for Muntari as well. Larae, one of my favorites. Larae. One of my favorites. I'm going to put him in S tier. He's always been one of my favorites. Drac, he was to me. He really didn't do much of anything. Yeah, I didn't really like him that much. I don't know, there are just other fun to call characters that I like a lot more. I'm going to put him in D tier, actually. Rachel. This is about not how much I don't know. My opinion on Rachel is that she's kind of a crappy person, but we don't know the circumstances behind it. There's still a lot of mystery. But as far as a character goes, she is. I'm putting Rachel in S tier. She is such a good bad guy. She is so hateable. It's so easy to understand why we should be against her, but also kind of respect how she is a villain. I don't know. She's just a really, really good villain. Her and Kalavan both sort of are in the same place for me, where do I like them personally? Like, do I like them as a person? Not really. But do I think they're an amazing character? Yeah, she is one of the, best character. Rachel's going double S. She is one of the best characters in the series when it comes to driving the plot along and giving us interesting circumstances. When you think about it, all the big shocks and twists that we've had, Rachel's been behind a lot of them. She is a big part of what has made the story as good as it is. Would you care that much about Bomb and his friends if it wasn't for the stuff she did in season 1? Her treachery and snakishness is a big part of what makes the good guys more likable and what drives the plot forward. So yeah, as an antagonist, Rachel is amazing, and she isn't even a real antagonist. She's sort of supposed to be a protagonist. So I'm really interested to see more about her backstory and what the future could hold for her. Pericule, I don't think is very funny or interesting. I don't really like Pericule very much. I don't know, a lot of people love him as a meme character. I've never thought he was that funny. I don't think he's terrible or anything, don't get me wrong. I just don't particularly like him. Soho, I actually like a lot, but we haven't seen enough of her yet, so I'm going to put her in B tier for now. Chopin, I like Chopin. I'm going to put him in B tier. I like him. We're never going to see him again, probably, but I like him. Gustang. I view Gustang as a villain, and I like him as one, because there was a blog post a long while ago where Siu described him as a villain, which is just built up in my head. I was like, oh, he's going to be really screwy and treacherous. He's going to be one of Bomb's biggest enemies. And with that idea in my head, I love him. If he's going to actually betray Zahard and help Bomb out, I like him less. But with him as a villain, I think Gustang makes a great villain, the way he's played so much of the things that have gone on behind the scenes. So I'm putting him in A tier with the knowledge that I view him as a villain in the story. Rack, one of my favorite characters, has always been one of my favorite characters, at least S tier. Probably going to move him into double S. Taro York, Furry Rack, we don't know enough about him yet. I can't make a decision. Let's see, who else do we have? Vespa, I've never been that big a fan of Vespa. They're alright. I'm going to put them in C tier. They're alright. They're not bad. They're just whatever. Quant, hilariously entertaining, but not one of my favorites. B tier. Bomb, great as a protagonist. I think I'm going to put him in double S. He's had his moments, I feel like late Hell Train and Last Station, which I count as late Hell Train, he kind of got into this stint where he didn't talk very much, he didn't show that much personality, and that kind of soured me on the character a little bit, that with getting power-ups all the time. But Season 3 came around, and Bomb has been so good in Season 3. So, I don't know, I feel like he's had a lot more personality, his characters made a lot more sense. So he was good in the early bits, and then he kind of got a little weird there in the middle where I was like, I don't know if I love him as much as I used to love him, but then season 3 brought me totally back around. Kun Royale Elliot. I don't have enough knowledge to make a decision, but I still want to say B tier. I like Kun Royale Elliot. Zahard. What an asshole. What a complete jerk. He's going in B tier. I love him as a villain, as an antagonist, as Wangnan's father, that I really want to see some sort of interaction with them. But, I don't know. There are other characters that I find Kalavan and Rachel to be much more interesting antagonists right now at the moment. I think as we get into more stuff with him, he's going to move up. But for right now, I think B tier is fine. Yuan Sung, one of my absolute favorite characters, Transcendental. I love everything about Yuan Sung's character. Freaking Madarako. Madarako was really funny in the Cage arc. He was really funny in the Cage arc. Like, I don't think he's bad in any way, but I'm also not really a fan of him in any way. He's very, very middle of the line. Tonki, I liked a lot. Tonki, I'm putting in B tier. Again, he's a character that served just one specific role, but he served it really well. Ron May's kind of whatever. C tier seems fine, kind of whatever. Yanun, I like, but we haven't seen enough of for me to put him above C tier. But I actually do really like him. Yasracha, I think, makes a great villain. I might put Yasracha in S tier as far as villains go. The stuff he did with the canine people was super messed up and was really, really cool. I'm extremely excited to see him and Yama fight. So, yeah, I think he's a very, very exciting antagonist. Yurik Mazuno, ooh, people are going to get on to me with this. I'm not a big Yurik fanboy. I really like him, don't get me wrong, but I don't like him that much. He might move up to A tier, actually. B seems kind of low. But yeah, he's not in the S's for me. Quattro, I do like. Again, not all that much. I'll put Quattro in C tier. If you would have asked me like back in Workshop Battle, I think I would have put them much higher on the list. But it's just, I don't know right now. Let's see. I'm actually going to save what I've got so far and then continue. So, weird jump cut. Okay, continuing on then. Traveler's a character that had so much potential. I'm going to put below average. So much potential. I really like the design, but he and Emily were just thrown into no man's land when it comes to character development. The fact that he was around through the entirety of Hell Train and had essentially zero storylines is insane. He was there like the entire time. He just barely spoke or did anything ever, which is crazy to think about. Kalavan, amazing as an antagonist. I think maybe even double S when it comes to being an antagonist. I think at first I liked him as just sort of like a memey, goofy character who had these moments where he was just like, he was essentially a Jason Voorhees. He was like a slasher villain or a horror villain where no matter what anybody threw at him, he just slowly walked menacingly towards them, essentially. But then Season 3 came along, and I've loved all of the stuff with him in Season 3. And I think that's brought him up from... He may have been S, but I think he's been brought up to double S for me. Like, I went from liking him kind of ironically in a joking way to actually just loving him as a character straight up. Yiwa is alright. I would say a little more than alright. She's B tier. Lopobia Ren. I hope we get to see Ren again. Ren was a good antagonist for the first season, but we don't really know all that much. Also, Ren introduced us to the Royal Enforcement Division, which we have not heard of since then. There's Elliot, who I like. I want to see more of. So yeah, gonna put him in B tier. Yubuk Doll, I'm just gonna throw into Who, because I don't know, I wanted to see more of the teachers, but we never did. That guy, was his name? No, Magex was the guy with the helmet. I don't remember his name. Noma. Noma was his name. He did the Zagena test. We really didn't get to know enough about him, and what we did get to know, he was kind of trash, so I'm going to throw him there. Michael is a trash bag person. I don't think he's a terrible character, actually. But screw that guy. So, effing terrible tier. Jaja is amazing. A tier. Love her. Evankel, again, A tier. Love her. I think maybe on the verge of S tier, but we'll see. I'll have to reorganize some of these. Ooh, I might put waifu Sharon in S tier. Sharon has such a cool design. I love her abilities. I loved her fight with Evankel. You know what? Evankel does deserve to be in S tier. Yeah, I love both of those characters, so they're both going up there. I want to see a lot more of Sharon. I'm bummed that when we got to see Chonhee and Kalavan deciding to temporarily team up with Bomb, we didn't get to see more of Sharon. And just in general, that in Season 3 we haven't got to see that much of her. But there's still a chance for it in the future. I really want to see Kalavan's group go up against Liboric's, like, new 4th Squadron. So I'm excited for potentially getting to see that. Was he Toro? I don't really think Toro gave me enough to give a good opinion on him. Like, I liked him, but it's one of those things where I liked him, but there really isn't enough there to, like, give him a full ranking, I don't think. Vargov, I was kind of sad. Like, he got bumped down from A tier, I think, to B tier because of the way he was treated in early Season 3, but that led to him developing transformation abilities. He's going to play some sort of role in the story because of being immune to the mind control. So I'll leave him in B tier. I don't think he's dropped that much for me, and his design is amazing. Yura's really great. I really like Yura. Gonna put her in A tier here. I like her relationship with Rachel a lot. I think they play off each other really well, and I'm excited to see a lot more of her. Tinker Yulche, I love. I love Tinker Yulche's design so much. But they haven't really done much of anything, so I can't really justify putting them above a B. But they're another character that I really want to see more of, honestly. Yulker, I also like, he got freaking punked out by White, but I really like his design and want to see, again, more of him working with, I'm actually going to put him in A tier. I love his design. I want to see more of him working together with Kalavan to take out Liboric's, like, replacement group. Serena was great for her role in the story. Going to put her in B tier. Albelda, I love Albelda. Albelda's going in S tier. As, again, the angel on White's shoulder. So good. And even when she wasn't the angel on his shoulder, I love her design, I love her personality, and I kind of wish that she wasn't just stuck on the train the whole time so that we could have gotten to see more of her. But maybe we'll get to see more of her as the voice inside of Joaquin said. Lulu, I like a lot. I think Lulu can move up from B tier and be higher up, but at least for right now she's in B tier. Yuji, again, a character that I really like, but we haven't seen enough for me to put him higher in C tier. But he's a character like Cha that I really want to like. I want to like Yuji. Gustang, good character, like all of the characters in Tang Soo-yuk. V, I feel like I have enough lore information on Arlen to give her a rank, but I don't really feel like I have that for V. Arthur was pretty neat. I'm gonna just stick him in C tier. I like his design. I want to see more of him. I think he has potential as a character if we delve more, but I don't know if we are going to delve any more into him. Nia, I guess, played the role in the story alright. The death was really a good, not a good moment. Well, in terms of, like, me enjoying the story and just being shocked and emotionally invested, it was a really good moment. I'm just going to stick him in C tier. But again, after that death, where I was like, oh, that was so amazing. That was such a good storyline. It was so emotional. Few chapters later, and I'm not really thinking about him much anymore. Verity, I really like. I'm going to say B. I really like Verity, but not that much. Hatchiling, we haven't really learned that much about, but I do like them. I think, again, they could move up higher when we learn more. Macheni, I'm not the hugest Macheni fan, but I think she's, again, like with Gustang, like with Kalavan, she's a really, really good potential antagonist character who we are probably going to see a bit more of in the coming future. I also like that her plans are kind of insane. I like it. It adds another layer of interesting stuff into the story that like earns her A spot. Also, there was something else I wanted to say about Macheni that I really like, but now I'm forgetting it. Oh, the way she outsmarted Yuan Sung. The way she's like, I probably can't fight this guy. I'm gonna trick him into fighting Kalavan and then swoop in and take the credit. So good. Like, that was a really, really, really good move. Yuri, a character that I love. I think she's a little overrated, I guess. But I do really enjoy her. I don't like her that much, though. She's not in S tier for me. Paul, I love his design. I'm going to put him in D tier. His character, the thing that bothers me about his character, I love his design, I love his abilities. It annoys me so much how he just straight up didn't give a shit about his people in the Cage arc, and then we get to the nest and he's like, oh, I've got to get stronger and fight with my life on the line to protect my people. Like, bitch, back in the Cage you were just sacrificing your people like it was nothing without batting an eye. He just stood around while all of his lieutenants got waxed. He let Gato just murder R/R's brother right in front of him, and he even ordered the death of Chang, who, without Chang, Paul would have got shit all done. Paul would not have accomplished a damn thing without him. So, yeah, Paul's character, that bit, just pissed me off so much in the nest, where I was like, how were you all of a sudden wanting to sacrifice your life for your people or anything, when before, we saw in the Cage that you could not give a damn. Hon, really cool lore-wise. I am extremely excited to see what he does when he comes into the story. Probably, maybe around the 100th floor. Repalist is really cool. I want to see a lot more of her. Again, if you would have asked me like years ago, she would have probably been A or S tier, but we just really haven't seen too much of her, at least not recently. Evan is a character that I've loved from the beginning, easy A tier. And lastly, Alphine, I am gonna put B tier, but I was kind of thinking A. Let's organize these and move some up and down, though. To go from best character to worst character, for me personally. So I guess maybe we should start at the bottom. At the bottom, we have Dede Kancho, below Gato seems fair, below Zoro guy seems fair, and then Dowan. Yeah, I think that's all fair. Martel, Lurker. What was this guy? Oh my god, was he Tulalan? Was that his name? Oh gosh, I'm gonna put him below Martel just because, I don't know, they acted like he was gonna actually do something and then he just never showed up again. Ding Ding below Lurker. Lurker probably below Michael, I guess. Didiano isn't even really that bad, just pretty forgettable. And then Kel, I'd put Kel below Didiano. Actually, no, I really don't like Didiano very much. But Kel, just every time I see him, I'm just like, screw this knockoff Bottas. D tier, generally. I'm going to try to go through this quickly so it's not super boring or anything. Ho is probably toward the top of D tier. Ho really isn't that bad. And Cha, I really want to like. Cha just hasn't really done anything to impress me whatsoever. And in fact, it's kind of soured me a little bit that he stood around doing nothing while so many characters have been doing things. I'll still probably put him above Charlie, though. Illumic's another character, a lot of potential, just hasn't really done anything whatsoever. Chagrinsky is nothing, but he was pretty hilarious. Chagrinsky was a lot funnier than the Paracule even. Then I'll put Kasano. I really, really like Kasano's design. I don't know. I like parts of his character, but then other parts of his character have just soured me on him a bit. I'll I'll put Paul there. Paul really isn't that bad. Yurure, I'd be interested in seeing more of. I think it's fair to keep Gray there. Amigo Chaz, I want to see more of. Apple isn't really that bad. Again, just is a bad person, which is why I don't really like her. Again, this is just personal opinion on the characters. Holly, I'd love to see more Holly. I'll put her... I'd actually put her here. Or not Holly, Felix. Jeez, Holly's this other character. That one. Felix I would really like to see more of. Let's see here. Traveler has potential still, I think. Propos, whatever. Devil Bomb was funnier than Propo, I think. Propo wasn't really funny. Nyono-wan can go toward the bottom here. Same with Propo. Lilial really wasn't that bad. Lilial can probably go toward the top here. Below Cha, though. I want to like Cha a lot more than I want to like Lilial. High Leech Monk was just whatever. Dali was whatever. But Dali had some funny moments. Dali, I'll put there above Apple. Then Kulden toward the bottom. Kulden even below Pericule. Kulden really didn't do much of anything. Louis has potential. I say not as much as Paul or Casano, though. And heck, I would rather, if Felix came back, I would be so much more hype than I would be seeing Louis again. Just because I'd be like, whoa, we haven't seen this character in forever. What are they doing back here? So, yeah, Louis goes below Felix, and even below Gray or Amiga Jazz, I think. Not below these guys, though. Red Greymon I actually kind of liked as a small arc character. I would put below Dali, though, because Dali was a little bit more interesting with his comedy bits. Now that I'm thinking about it, I really just was not that big a fan of Ruelmond. Ron is below Paul, I think. Yeah, I think that's pretty good for D tier. For C tier, we've got these guys. Let's see. I don't think any of these should be moved up to C, but I also don't think any of these should be moved down to F. Let's see what the C tier has to offer. These should just be the boring whatever characters. I guess Hess toward the bottom, Yuji toward the top, but not as much as Chonhee or Doom. Doom could actually move up to B tier. Inietta, I'd rather see Yuji come back, and Inietta's already gone, you know. Grom was whatever. Lopapia ran above Grom. Levy was mostly just because of the memes, is what makes him such an entertaining character. But really, he is not as interesting as like most of these characters. Let's move some of these around to where I think they should be. Let's see, Yan Woon. Yan Woon up kind of high. I want to see more Yan Woon. Death Karambit's really not bad. I'd put them around there. Maybe put Dorian Frog in front of Grom. I'm really not that big a fan of Ron May, actually. Or Quattro. Quattro's kind of whatever. Yule. I actually think Yule's pretty entertaining. I'm going to put Yule up here. Getang, we hardly knew ye. Hax is whatever. Lee, Chatanwa. There are a lot of characters that I'm just... They're just kind of whatever. There are a lot of characters around here. Oh, I want to see a bit more Nanotona, but yeah, from like Hacks to Coolness K are just all interchangeable, just whatever. Vicente goes above them though, but he didn't give us the memes that Levy did. And actually, Alpathian is pretty solid. I'll put Alpathian up there. Arthur toward the bottom. I think that seems fair. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Vespa either. That all seems fair. Any of them, I don't think I'll move any of them down to D tier. I don't think I'll move any of them up to B tier. Okay, time to look at B tier. Let's order these guys. So, I do like Vargarv. I really like Kanzone. Almost want to put Kanzone in A tier. Yeah, I might. Prince above Vargarv. I love Delete, actually. I just recently got to rereading that part of Season 3. So yeah, I'm actually putting Delete at the top. I love delete as an arc character, but kind of only as an arc character. Hanayu I really want to see more of. Mata was great. Fuchil I really want to see more of. Barrow I love. Pedro, kind of whatever. Mule, kind of whatever to me. I know a lot of people like Mule, but I've just kind of always been sort of on him. Garam's whatever. Again, this is more of a whatever tier than the C tier was, but even these whatever characters are above average for me. I like Akka. I do like Akka quite a bit. Not as much as Barrow, but more than Pedro. I actually do like Mule Love more than Pedro, though. Pedro over Garam. I know a lot of people are going to complain about that, but Deathbird was pretty cool. Horyang can probably go C tier, actually. Yeah, Horyang can go around there. Elliot can probably also drop to C tier. Elliot's a character I want to like. Gonna put him at near the top of C tier, but if he could go up to B or A if he gets some storyline. Yiwa I like, but next time I see Yiwa, I'm gonna be like, oh cool, it's Yiwa. If Hanayu came back, I would be freaking out. I'll put her above Barabara, though. That seems fair. Quant is around there for me. I can probably put him around. Actually, I'm going to put Kunroyal Elliot above Hatchling just for the design and the fact that they're a ruler. It's pretty cool. I really like Lulu. I'm going to put Lulu just above above Varagarv. I can put her above Varagarv. Tonki is, again, just like Delete, a really cool art character. I can put him around there. Cherry Law I want to see a lot more from. I can pair her around Barrow because I really want to see both of them. Arlen is just basically based on lore info at this point, so she can probably go towards the bottom, actually. Gustang can move here. Beta can go around there. Rowan. Rowan's below Pedro, I think. Yeah, I'll put her there. Pampido. Pampido was really, really cool. I miss him. Gone too soon. I'm actually going to put him, like, stupidly high up because he's gone too soon. Tinker Yolche I really want to see more of, but really hasn't done that much yet. Edwan and Kurudan are kind of okay where they are. Flayho I can maybe move above Tinker Yolche. Nah, below Tinker Yolche. But I feel like in the story so far, I liked Rafleo's role more than Data Edwan's, but I'm still excited to see real Edwan. Soho is really good, actually. I really like Soho. Let's see here, Repalistas, whatever. Again, if you would have asked me before, I would have put her much higher on the list, but right now she's probably around, there, actually. Kurudan goes above Chopin. Doom is towards the bottom of this. I think Zahard is too. Like, I don't just personally like Zahard that much. I feel like he's going to be a good antagonist when we see more of him, though. Ooh, Yurik. Yurik could almost go A tier. I'm going to put Yurik there for now. Alphine's quite good. Not that great, though. Alphine can go there. This all look good? Oh, Arlen above Zahard. Doom above Zahard as well. That all, I think, looks good. Serena above Chopin, below Kurudan. Alright, that's B tier. Don't think I'm moving any of them up or down. Actually, I can probably pull Hatchling down. And Elliot. And Verdi. Yeah, I think that looks good for B and C tier. Okay, time to get into some of the really good characters and see how they filter potentially up from here. I'm gonna move Ariehon down a tier. Let's see. Head On I can move down a tier. to maybe around there, between Beto and Aka. Yeah. Let's see. Kanhong I really like, but not that much. I like more than Kanzon. Kanzon was a good art character. I think I can put him in A tier because I thought he was a good art character. Kane was really good. Augustus is good. Jeez, this is hard to organize. Karaka I'm going to move up to S tier. Let's see. Any more? I might move up Death Lady. I really like Death Lady. And Novik. I'm going to keep Akraptor at the top of A tier. Then Boro. Then Chang. Daniel can go below Chang. Let's see. Angel goes around there. Then Anna. Yeah. Augustus can go... can go there. Jin Sung. Ooh. Jin Sung can go there. I'm not the hugest Jin Sung fan, but again, he's an A tier for me. Again, this is based on lore stuff with Hayurin. So I think maybe she should drop below Yurik. Gustang, I don't like Gustang that much, actually, now that I think about it. He can go below Yurin. Just because it's like, when I see Yurik there, or Soho, who I both really like, I'm like, some of these characters don't live up to them. Muntari, kind of the same. I'll put right below Yurik. Let's see here. Yura, I think, belongs here. I think both of the Swordsman boys do. Levin does. Heljo I really like as an art character as well. Gosh, I might move Yuri down to top of B tier. Same with Heljo. I'll drop him below Yuri. And below Delete. Let's see. Liboric belongs here. Kane can go below Delete, but above Heljo. Let's see here. Again, sorry if this part of things is boring, but I don't know. I felt like people would be interested in where exactly I thought these characters go. Lerodo is one of my favorites. I'll put him even above Boro. Kunagro Agnes goes above Cheng but below Boro. Let's see, Danwa can go above Angel, I think, for me. Chanwa can go above Daniel even. I really want to see Chanwa again. I really seriously do. Where is, you know what I'm just noticing? I didn't ever see, gosh, what was her name again? The girl, the one who's always with, Chanwa. Gosh, what was her name? Sunwoo Nade. Where's Nade at? Was she not in, of all of these random nobody characters, was Sunwoo Nade not up here? Hold on, I'm trying to skim through really quick and look. I don't remember seeing her at all. Maybe I'm just being dumb. But no, I don't see her. Okay. Unless I'm missing... Yeah, I guess no Sunwoo Nade. Huh, weird. I actually really like Dekoko as a little arc villain guy. I'll put him there. Okay. Kanhong's pretty good. Wangnan's pretty aight. Wangnan I'll put there. Kiseya is Kiseya's I can put her there. Adori, again, is mostly based on lore, so I can't put her too high. Same with N. When it comes to the lore, though, and who I'm more excited to see, I'm really, really excited to see Adori, though. Levin I'd love to see more of. And Trossi belongs maybe here or here. I don't know. Maybe Andrasi can go top of A tier, actually. Yeah, Andrasi can be top of A. I don't know if she's S tier, though. Yulker drops to B. Yulker, what was I think? Okay, I get what a lot of you were probably thinking when you saw me put him so high up. What was I thinking? Yulker can go there. Let's see here. Who else do I have in a ridiculously high position on my list? Horyang can go above Chanwa, but below Jin Sung. Dan is so good. I really hope that Dan can get some more attention in the future. Let's see here. Liboric, I love as a villain. Even for right now, Liboric's this high up, but we'll see if he drops or goes up any higher. Right now, though, just because of what's going on currently in the story, I'm really excited for Liboric. Okay, Marco Asensio I like. Yeah, that seems fair. I'm actually going to move up a Gus to there. Okay, Jaja, I really, really like Jaja. Not as much as Wangnan. I can go there. Let's see here. Levin, Kanhong above Levin. Then Shiliel. Shiliel can go all the way up there. I really, really like Shiliel. Ooh, Evan's a tough one. Evan might drop down to there, actually. Right. It feels so weird putting Macheni above Yuri, but because I've always thought that I liked Yuri more, but now that I'm thinking about these characters, I think Macheni's good where she is. And I think Yura can actually move to there. Yeah. So that looks good for A tier. I don't think I'm going to move any down. I might move Andrasi up. I don't know about... anywhere from Kun to Andrasi feels like I could move them up to S tier. But I don't know yet. So bottom of S. Ooh, I really love Death Lady. I feel like when I made my favorite characters video not that long ago, I feel like I really underrated Death Lady. I'm actually going to move up those two. And... geez, if a knock hadn't been written out of the story for so long, I'd put her higher on the list. Sachi, maybe I shouldn't put any higher. I don't know. Let's see what we got. Rack maybe should go one higher. Alright, Death Lady. Ooh, do I put... oh, people are going to be mad. I'm putting Death Lady above Evankel. I love Death Lady. Alpelda's great. So is Ari Bright Sharon. Okay, I'll put Karaka around here, actually, above Novik but below Evankel. Why am I putting Karaka below Death Lady? Who knows? I'm just following my heart. I'm actually going to move down Larae to below Dan. Actually below Kun. Alright. Yasracha. I guess Yasracha I'm super excited for as an antagonist, but I don't like him more than some of these characters. But he is quite cool. I'll put him there. And I think I'll move Andrasi up. Put her there? That seems fair. Again, it's weird how this is not matching up with what my favorite characters video was even. Baldy goes there. Above Ari Bright Sharon even. Jordan is so good. I'll put Jordan there, actually. Sachi goes above all of those for me. Anak does as well. Let's see, Enryu is based mostly on lore stuff. I can put Enryu there, maybe. Let's see. For Teach, I really like her. I'm actually going to put her way up here. This is a really, really high position on the list for her, but I don't know, right now it's just what I'm feeling. Kalavan I can probably drop down one to like there. I don't know, I really like Kalavan. Let's see, Bomb can stay in double S, Rachel can stay, Rat can stay, Misang. Let's see, Shibisu. I really do like Shibisu, but I might move him down to there. Yeah. Okay. Again, my opinion is my opinion has changed with more rereading and stuff. Okay, anyone moving to Transcendental, I think I'll move Yama to Transcendental, and same with... so these were my top 5 when it comes to, when it came to my favorite characters video. So that does kind of line up that I would throw them into Transcendental. Or actually, no, they weren't my top 5, Rack was there. I don't know, Rack, I don't know, maybe I'm not as much on a Rack kick right now, but I don't really feel like putting him into Transcendental. And Bomb, I don't really feel like putting him there either. I'll put Misang at the bottom of this tier though. Rack toward the top. And then right behind Rack is Elaine. Then Bomb can go right behind Elaine, Rachel behind Kelhelm. And I've moved Kelhelm up a lot, but even rereading, I've just come to love him even more. I think that's a good double S tier. I think that's a solid double S tier for me. And then Transcendental for my top 5 characters here. Number 1, I'm gonna stick with White / Joaquin. Then I'll go Yuan Sung. Then Yama, moving up Yama a lot actually. Then Hockney, then Warrior. So yeah, this is my Who tier. Gonna give you a second to look or pause the video if you need. Then there's the F through C tiers here. Some of my least favorite to kind of meh characters. B tier is like my most meh character tier, but even then I'm like, they're my meh characters, but to me they're still above average. Then there's my A tier, my S tier, my double S tier, and my transcendental tier. Let me make sure that you can see the S tier. Some of it's kind of cut off. Well, this is Enryu right here, and Karaka, if you could not see those two, because of my face cam. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this super duper extra mega long video. Like if you did like the video, comment down there. Tell me what you thought of all this. I'll try to make my own like template or whatever with this, so that you can all do this on your own and rank your own characters to compare. But yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, follow on Twitter if you want. If you want a link to the Discord server asking, I'll give you one. If you would like to support the channel on Patreon, it's patreon.com/HakuOfTheTubes, or a link will be in the description. But either way, that is it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.